There was this guy that I was dating that was much older, and my parents found out that I was gonna run away with him. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how I do my highly requested everyday makeup routine, and I also realized that I haven't filmed a get to know me. So if you want to see how I achieved this look and get to know me, then keep on watching. So I am breaking out a little bit, but that's life, guys. Personally, I break out around the time that I'm on my period, around that time of the month. So the first thing that I do is moisturize and sunscreen. That is very important. I've used a lot of different sunscreens, and this is just the one that I've been using right now. It's not because it's my favorite or anything, it's just what I have right now. And I like to mix it with my moisturizer. This is the Lightweight Daily Moisturizer by Good Molecule, like this, because the sunscreen has a white cast, and I find that when I mix it with a moisturizer, it kind of like thins it out. And just put the rest on your hands, down your neck. And now you don't have a white cast. So now that we have our sunscreen on, I like to go in with a primer, and I use this liquid poreless putty primer. It's the putty primer but in liquid form. Just put this mainly in my T area, like in the center of my face, and then I slowly kind of distribute it to the outer parts of my face. For brows, I like to go in with this Got To Be Glued Brow and Edge Gel, and you really want to remove the excess off of this because I've noticed it gets white and like flaky if you don't do that. So I just like to lightly go in with this, just like that. I don't know if you could tell the difference yet. So I asked ChatGPT to give me some get to know me questions. So we're gonna go through the chat questions because I've realized that I've never done like a get to know me, and you guys really don't know much about me. So let's start with the first question. So the first question, of course, is what is my name? Say my name, say my name. So my name's Elizabeth, but you can call me Liz for short. That is what everybody calls me. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have 2 doggies. I have Cash, he's 7 years old, and Callie, which is 4. If you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be? I don't like describing myself, but I will tell you guys how people describe me. These are like the 3 top words that people use: resilient, confident, and beautiful. What is your ethnicity or nationality? I'm gonna answer this one in Spanish. Soy mexicana y mis papás son de México. Yo nací aquí, pero me considero mexicana. No me considero americana. Aunque soy mexicana americana, no me considero americana. No me identifico con nada de las cosas, bueno, la mayoría de las cosas que son americanas. O sea, en corto, soy mexicana.
Soy mexicana, güey, te parto tu madre. Soy una chingonería.
Y pues obvio que también puedo hablar en español, and I can speak in English. So I am bilingual. I would love to learn a 3rd language, like maybe Portuguese or Italiano. I was actually learning Italian on YouTube. Italian sounds very similar to Spanish, but yes, I would love to learn a 3rd, 4th, 5th language and just continue learning. I love learning. What is your biggest pet peeve? So I have a lot of pet peeves. I don't know what my #1 pet peeve is. Oh my gosh, people that are rude to service workers. I will literally unfriend you, unfollow you, block you from my life if you're rude to service workers. Those kind of people are the most draining and exhausting to be around. Oh no, absolutely not. That is probably one of my biggest pet peeves. I have a lot of them, but that is one of them for sure. The eyebrows are semi done, and I say semi because I like to go in at the end and make sure that everything is filled in. When I'm breaking out, I like to go in with a concealer and kind of like color correct or like spot conceal. The concealer that I've been using recently is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. I used to use this when I was in high school. It was my go-to because all I would buy was like beauty supply or drugstore makeup. But I recently saw it at Ulta again, and I had to pick it up to see if it was any good, and it actually is, guys. And I let that sit for a little bit. While I let it sit, we'll answer the next question. What is the best advice you've ever received? Don't listen to people who you would not want to be like. And it makes sense. Why would you fully want to take somebody's advice who is not happy with their life? We'll answer another question before I blend out the concealer. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? I would say probably Mexico or somewhere in Europe. Definitely not the United States. I actually used to live in Mexico. I can't remember exactly how long. It was because of like personal family stuff. We had to move to Mexico, and I loved it so much, guys. I had the best time of my freaking life living over there, and it was like my early teenage years, so I was wild. Like, I had boyfriends back to back to back, and you know, I was always going out with my cousins to the bailes and stuff. That's actually where I had my first drink. I remember my padrino bought me a piña colada at the Calibre 50 concert, and they were playing at a jaripeo, and we were just dancing. Everyone was having the best time, and it just seems like a dream. It feels like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I lived through those years, and I just want to have that feeling again. And I feel like living in Mexico again would absolutely like revive that in me. Living in the United States is just different, guys. I physically felt depressed when I came back, not only because I was leaving behind my 20,000 boyfriends that I had. It wasn't the main reason that I was sad. I have a lot of family over there, a lot of cousins, a lot of uncles and aunts, and in my time there I got so close with them. I just knew that coming back here, you know, it was gonna be different. You know, I could still talk to them online and everything. It's just not the same. I have some crazy stories from Mexico that I could share if you guys are interested. I was actually gonna run away with some guy. You know how in Mexico a lot of girls run away when they're young? Girl, I would have been a victim of that. There was this guy that I was dating that was much older. You know how the story goes. A little young girl runs away with an older guy, and thank God he came to his senses and he was like, no, this is not okay. Because I was ready. I was ready, girl. I had my little bags packed. I could go into all the stories that I have from living in Mexico in a whole nother video, but just to give you like the gist of it, I was gonna run away with this guy and he came to his senses. Essentially, I didn't run away with him, and my parents found out that I was gonna run away with him. They were like, ship her ass back to the United States. But besides that, living in Mexico was top tier. So I just blended out my concealer, and now I'm gonna go in with this tinted hydrating moisturizer from Wet n Wild, and I'm in the color light. Once I put this on top, you won't even be able to tell that I'm breaking out. I just like to go in with the smallest amount of this, literally a little drop on each cheek. What is the biggest challenge you've overcome? I've had to overcome a lot of challenges, but I would say the biggest one is being a people pleaser. I'm a natural people pleaser. I'm a Libra sun, Libra moon, and I'm a firstborn daughter. So if that doesn't say people pleaser, I don't know what does. I've actually never realized that I was a people pleaser until I became aware of it. I guess you don't know until you know. But I became aware of it very recently because I realized that I was stretching myself very thinly for people that weren't doing the same for me. And if you didn't know, that is not normal. You going out of your way for people and them not doing the same thing back is not normal. And a relationship or a friendship, any relationship of any kind, should be both ways. So you should pour into each other. If you find yourself overextending yourself and like stretching yourself thin for people that are just not doing the same for you, and you feel very exhausted and overwhelmed, and you know, you have all these feelings when you're doing these things, then you're probably a people pleaser, and you should probably look into that. Definitely set up healthy boundaries. This means expressing your feelings when something doesn't feel right. Just let people know that you're not going to be dealing with their shit anymore, and if they don't like it, then they don't respect you, and that's probably not somebody that you want in your life anyway. Next step is contour, and I've recently picked up this Makeup by Mario contour stick. This is what she looks like. I know this is kind of on the pricier side. It is, you know, something that you find at Sephora, but it is so worth it. Totally not sponsored, but if you guys want to sponsor me, I would love. It just blends so easily. You guys are gonna see. I just like to go in on my forehead, down my cheeks a little bit on my chin. What's your favorite movie or TV show? I'm noticing these questions are either surface level or very deep, so this is one that is more surface level. What is my favorite show? My favorite show right now are Sex and the City, Desperate Housewives. I just finished watching Desperate Housewives, and I watched Sex and the City for the first time this year, and oh my gosh, if you're a girl in her 20s, you definitely need to watch Sex and the City. I love that show so much, and I kind of see myself a little bit in all of them, but I feel like I'm more of a mix of Samantha and Charlotte. Now we're gonna do blush, and I like to use the Rare Beauty in the shade Happy. So I just like to go in a little bit on my nose and on the high points of my face. And the next question is, what is your most embarrassing moment? You guys are really getting the tea right now, but my most embarrassing moment, I think my most embarrassing moments were when I would fight in school. I wish somebody would have just snapped me out of it and told me what you're fighting for is not worth it. Let's be real, most of the time when girls fight in school, it's over guys. If you're in school right now and you're watching my videos and you're thinking about fighting over a guy, let me tell you, it is not worth it. 99.9% of the time, you are not going to be with this person anymore. You're better off focusing on school, your grades, your hobbies. Oh my gosh, focus on you, girl. Instead of focusing on dating guys, focus on yourself and focus on building solid friendships. Next, I'm going to go in with the same concealer that I used to spot conceal. I'm going to put a little bit of concealer on the inner and outer corners of my under eyes. And you do not want to let this concealer sit for long because it does dry down pretty fast. A little tiny dot of this Born This Way concealer. This one is in the color Snow under my eyes to give like a brightening effect. I'm gonna blend out my chin. You don't want to put too much pressure when you're blending out your under eye because then it's gonna get like streaky and you don't want that. And I also like to go in with the excess and cover my whole eyelid. And the powder that I like to use is this Huda Beauty powder in the color Pound Cake. So I just pick it up and kind of blend it together so that it can look smoother under my eye. Go in with your brush and make sure you don't have any underlining creases. We have a lot of questions here, so I'm just gonna pick what motivates you to keep going when things get tough. The ones that know is my doggies. They're literally my children, Cash and Callie. If you didn't know, I'm gonna put a picture of them on the screen somewhere. They are my life. I always strive to give them the best life that I can. And that triggers a lot of people that don't understand the bond that you can have with a dog. It's okay. I know a lot of people are not gonna understand and I don't expect them to, but if you're a dog mom or a dog dad, you know. I feel very strongly about advocating for animals because they're literally the most innocent creatures in the world. Not just dogs, but cats, horses, all kinds of animals. It doesn't smell the best. And you can leave your makeup like this, or you can go in with a pressed powder. And I like to go in with this Charlotte Tilbury powder in the color Medium. I love this stuff. I'm seriously considering buying the full size. And I like to go back in on the areas that I do not want to crease. I recently bought this eyelash curler. It's the Tweezerman eyelash curler. A nice little curl. This is not the final curl, this is just the initial curl. And I'm gonna go in with my mascara. This is from Essence. It's the Lash Princess green mascara. I'm gonna do that to my other eyelash and I'll be right back. While my lashes dry, I like to do my lips. This has been my favorite lip combo lately. This is the LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner in the color Cafe. I found this at Target and I was really surprised that they carried LA Girl. It's more of like a beauty supply brand. And then I used the Burt's Bees Tinted Lip Balm, and that's literally it, guys. Just 2 products. So I go in with my lip liner and overline the center. And then as I go in, I follow my natural lip line. I just like to take this and tap it on my lips. And then I just blend it with my finger. This is what the lip looks like. And now I'm just going to go back into my eyelashes and my eyebrows because I like my lashes to be perked all the way up. My gosh, can you see the lashes? And this is the final look. This is my everyday makeup routine. Usually it does not take me this long. It usually takes about 30 minutes to an hour, but I've been yapping this whole time, so it did take me about 2 hours. I really enjoyed talking to you guys and letting you get to know me a little bit. I do hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a little makeup tip, or at the least was entertained. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!